Runaway robot. Fun.
Nice.
I love character creation, so this shit is gonna be
great.
the best. This is gonna be the best.
I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Also, it's nice to meet you face to face finally.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, good.
How you doing? I'm doing pretty good.
I got my BSH shirt today.
Oh, wait, he has shirts?
He did a test run on Facebook with some friends.
This is the biggest issue. I do not have a Facebook.
Ooh,
so
I can see that being a problem.
I'm left out in the cold on all things like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and change over my my title here. We're gonna say Dungeons and Dragons.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna ghetto center myself on the green screen. Sorry.
Perfect. No, you look great.
Cool.
And let's do
pop-up chat so I can see people.
That's always good, right?
Yeah, man.
Cool. All right. So this is good. Hey, Singa, you're kind of jealous of your lack of Facebookiness. I haven't been on Facebook in about 6 years. I'm pretty proud of that fact, but also I just don't give a shit because I'm not on Facebook for 6 years. So it just doesn't fucking matter.
No, not at all.
So what I want to do, and I think I need to figure out a way. Here, hang on. I'm going to go ahead and new tab this shit, and then I got to go back to Roll20, and I got to get you an invite to the game.
Yay.
Yeah. That's going to be really useful, huh?
Yeah, that would probably be a little bit helpful. Just
settings, post, invite. And I just took a look at what your email was, but hang on, let me bring that back up again. Not on stream, so it doesn't, get spammed out to everyone in the fucking world.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, I have it up on my YouTube as well for people to contact me if they need to.
Oh, okay. So it's your public one. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's my public one.
Okay. Well, I feel a little less bad if like some actual public shit gets up there.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Stay away from that hellhole. All right, thanks, Singa. Appreciate that. That's a truth bomb. Awesome. You're stuck already. You can't bring yourself to cut it off, dude. That's what my girlfriend says all the time. She goes through stages where she it's not deleting your Facebook. You like turn it off or whatever, and then she goes back to it like 2 days later. It's a problem. She has a problem. Anyway, so Mr. Ryan, the Professor.
That's me.
I like calling you the Professor, but in your little block here, I'm going to go ahead and put Ryan. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself? This is all live and recording and everything else like that, so keep that in mind.
Yes.
No pressure.
All right. Well, for those of you who don't know me, my name is ProfessorSaccharum over on YouTube and on Twitch. Well, actually, I just did a channel rebranding on YouTube to Pokemon Planet. It's a little easier to find. I do almost exclusively Pokemon content, but am starting to branch out on my Twitch a little bit. I've been playing Pokemon Coliseum on Twitch, but then on my days off, I play, I play Mario Odyssey, a game called World to the West, which I recommend everybody try. A small developer game. I believe they're Swedish, called Rain Games developed it. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. What else did I play on stream? I played a couple different things on stream already this year, but I'm just getting back into the game. I'm about 4 years old as a YouTube channel. Man. Starting to pick up again, so there's that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Also, if you like Pokemon, this is your fucking guy. Like, this is the guy. There is no better place if you like fucking Pokemon.
I do my best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, show them all your Pokemans. So no more Monster Hunter? No, Damien, we'll go back to that in a little bit. We're going to do some D&D stuff for a couple hours here. We're going to do some character creation for DieFall, the campaign I run. So that's the Professor. So we're going to give him a big ol' fat welcome to the hellhole that is this campaign and where all of our characters' dreams go to die.
Always happens.
So... Yeah. Well, were you able to accept the invite through your email real quick?
Let me just refresh the page, see if I got any notifications from Roll20.
Yeah, man.
There it is.
Perfect.
And
excellent.
Decline. No, just hit accept.
Wow. Whoa. And we're done. It's been good, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for all tuning in, and we will talk later. Yeah, good shit. God damn it. Get out of my game. Get out of my game.
Well, I'm already in the game, so...
I don't need this. Yeah. Okay, so you should... Here, let me go ahead and edit this so you can see this since you just joined. Ryan-O.
That's me.
Here you go, bud. So you should have in your journal now a nice little character sheet. And also you're going to have a handout called List of the Aspects, just as a heads up. Okay.
Right. It's loading a bit because my computer is very much a fossil. So.
No. I mean, your camera looks great, so I'll give you that, man. That thing looks awesome.
Logitech HD Pro. So yeah,
that's awesome.
That
that's exactly what I have too. That's the one. Couchbun fucking bought me this camera because I refused to put my face on screen, and then he said, "Fuck you, I'm buying you a camera."
Yeah,
do
and
it.
We're all glad that he did.
I know. I have the face for radio. It's good. So this is your character sheet, right? You got that all pulled up.
It's
are you using a? Okay, are you using a physical book or do you need a link to the digital one that we use?
If the link to the digital one that you use is in the Discord, I think I have it.
It is, yeah. So that's super easy for us to just use because it's easy to copy and paste and shit like that.
Cool.
Yeah. Saying it is the best reason for getting a cam. He said, "Fuck you, I'm buying it." I was like, "All right, man, thank you." And I can't thank him enough for being a supporter like that.
This book.
Yeah. So have you thought about character classes and stuff like that? I mean, we'll talk about the world first. So how much of DieFall have you been able to watch, or if any? I know you've dropped into a couple episodes in the last couple weeks, but
yeah,
I don't know how much you know.
I watched, I think, I've only watched like bits and pieces here and there, so I'm very raw on my knowledge of.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So it's definitely a homebrew campaign setting and all that jazz, right? Cool. Like this is all stuff that I've designed out of my dumb head. So what we're gonna do real quick is I'm gonna drag you over here on your map on Roll20. Once it loads, you should be able to see a nice little area here.
Yeah, let's see if I can figure out a way to speed up process because Roll20 is taking forever right now.
Roll20 likes to eat all of your RAM.
Yeah,
it likes to eat it all. And if you have it in Chrome, it eats even more. It just likes to kill literally everything. Yeah. So I do that, and luckily I have like 32 gigs of RAM, and it's okay, but it eats all of it. It's great.
Yeah. Let's see if it'll let me do it this time. I'm just trying to open up on a different tab. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. We'll see. Normally I can do Discord and Roll20 at the same time, but this is the first time I'm doing video chat on Discord.
Oh, okay. I see.
So maybe it might take a bit of a minute.
Sure. No, I understand that. It likes to do it. Just get used to this is how it's gonna be if you play the game.
Oh, totally.
Every Sunday.
Well, it might be because I was silly and I didn't go into Discord Google Chrome. Like the browser base. I'm using the app base right now. Because I was like, oh wait, I have to go on there.
So I use for all of the stuff that we do for the show, I have to use the Chrome based one.
Yeah.
Just because you can't window capture the desktop based one. It's too hard to fucking work. So
yeah. It's just silly.
Singa, I'd watch that, by the way. Use your cam for prawns, deshelling and boiling. I'd watch a cooking stream. Get on it, bud. So while we're waiting for it to happen, let's just talk about the world.
Yes.
So let me pull out my notes. I have way too many notebooks for this shit, but so the continent that this campaign is taking place on is called Elidan. It's Elidan. And so Elidan it's kind of an interesting place. There's definitely cities of all different shapes and sizes, villages, large rivers, lakes, coastal cities. Like, it runs the whole gamut of things, right? Where the current campaign is taking place is in a northern region along a enormous mountain range known as the Spine. And it's basically taking place in this country known as Andus. So Whitehall, if you can see the map now, is the capital of Andus. If you can't, it's on the stream, so you can take a look at that if you still have that up.
Let me just see if I can peek over.
Yeah. Whitehall is the capital of Andis, which is a country within the continent of Eladin. And this is where we've been kind of focusing our attention for the campaign. Things to know about the world. The world is essentially governed by this belief and the existence. It's not necessarily a belief. It is a proven thing that the aspects exist. The aspects are what make up the pantheon, I guess, of gods within this realm. The aspects themselves functions very similarly, and I liked this metaphor that was brought up last week, to politicians. The larger their constituency base, their worship following, and their following in general, the more power they have on their celestial plane. So basically, you have a bunch of squabbling brothers and sisters vying for power by influencing the mortal realm. So they do this in various different ways. Obviously, worshiping them as a cleric will give you power. Most magic is like fonted through them, right? You draw magic from the various different aspects, and they will bless you with their power. So like wizards and stuff like that all draw their power from various different aspects, depending on like what their focus is. The aspects themselves, they can also, in a risky play, they can take a physical piece of themselves and create or like bond with a mortal and create an avatar of themselves on the mortal plane. It's called a chosen, and these chosen basically work in the favor of these aspects to try to gain them more following or destroy the following of a competitor to basically increase their power in the celestial realm. So the way things work on the mortal realm is that shit happens because the aspects are like, I need some power, and I'm going to start pushing buttons here to make that happen. Okay. So the gods are very like, in the very Greek god way of like, their fingers are in this shit, right? They're not aloof to anything because their power is directly related to what the mortals are doing. So it's like, how many temples do you have? How many crazy, like, so kind of like how the like Gothic Catholic churches were more opulent and things like that because it was like a demonstration of their how much they believed in their god. That shit actually works here. Well, so that's like the more opulence, the more following you have, the larger the following, the more powerful your aspect becomes. So it's actually a thing. Yeah, so that's how that works. So if you bring up your handout, there's an aspect list, and if you feel like scrolling on through that bad boy, there's 26 of them. So there's a lot, and they kind of run the whole gamut of things. And you'll notice down at the bottom, like there's things like lies, destruction, murder, and conquest and stuff like that. All good things. The thing with aspect, none of them are inherently evil. They're all literally just out for themselves. So they just happen to take form in different ways. So like disease is not necessarily a bad thing, but it tends to take a form of like plagues or things like that, right? So that's just how it functions. And there are still people that worship these things. There's still people that give power to these aspects. And then at the top, you have life and death, which are basically the parentage of the rest of the aspects, right? They are chief among all of the aspects, and they can never be usurped because the mortal world is very entrenched in both of those things. So just as an understanding for how this works. So that's some of what the world is based around. So now you're in this northern mountainous area. We started our campaign in Sparrow's Crossing with the rumors that there is a large like gray skin. So like the orcs, the trolls, the goblins are all like they had basically come together for some reason. And there was basically it was in a reaction to this. There was going to be more forces sent out, and there was going to be some agreements between tribes in the northern area to take care of this problem. And so as we progress on, we realize it's a much larger problem than anyone had originally anticipated, and we're kind of progressing through that. Where the most recent episodes had taken place is around the city of Erdrick. So one of your fellow players is Ignis Erdrick, the fourth. Erdrick itself was founded by his great-great-great-grandfather, Ignarius Erdrick. And Erdrick is kind of this, it's definitely a a mining type of town, but it's a very industrialized mining town. It's also very metropolitan for being in the middle of this area. They deal a lot in like jewelry and manufactured goods and things like that, and they kind of serve as this point to where all rich people go to get their gems. Essentially, your shit comes from Erdrick if you're rich. So they kind of make their money that way. And Erdrick is ruled by they had a duke at the top, 3 high lords, and then 12 lesser houses. In the most recent episodes, the high houses have fallen and their leaders have been murdered except for one. The duke had gone missing, and the lower houses, the ones not loyal to the duke, so about 6 or 7 of them, had revolted, led by a woman, head of house named Hida von Rolls. Okay? So that's just kind of like the background of this area. So we're going to try to figure out your character, how you fit into this, and how you come to join the group as a whole. Okay? So
I'll do my best.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, to figure it out. And you know what? It's all a learning experience anyways, and you're gonna feel it out in the first episode, and like we're gonna do a lot of role playing, and you're gonna get right in there.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I fully endorse funny voices because I do all of them.
Great.
Yeah, so role playing is also rewarded. I mean, we definitely do inspiration and stuff here. For good role playing or following what your character does, you do earn inspiration and stuff like that.
Cool.
So all of that's there. So let's take a look at your character sheet, right? So you'd been thinking about rolling you said a ranger or a fighter or something like that?
Yeah, one of those 2 classes, because based off of what everybody else was thinking, that's like probably what would fit best of like in terms of what the party needs in construct.
Sure. But I mean, so here's the thing: play whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Luckily, I was leaning towards ranger anyway, and I looked at fighter, and I was like, they're very similar. So
there's just different benefits to each, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to.
Okay, cool. So let's say ranger. Have you decided on a race that you would like to play?
Yes.
So in the world, everything from the player's handbook is available. Okay. So whatever race you want to play, the player's handbook is available.
Yes. Or was it? Where is it?
Oops.
Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. It's gonna be boring and it's very cliche, but I gotta go wood elf.
Sure. You're gonna be an elf. You're literally an elf ranger replacing an elf ranger. I want you to know that.
That's fine.
Which is interesting. Which is actually interesting, but it makes sense for this area. So let's take a look at. I'm gonna go click on races real quick so we can scroll down through them. So the ones that would exist or be more active in this area as rangers are more than likely the wood elves.
Yeah.
So you have 2 options here. You have high elf and you have wood elf. The wood elves are definitely the ones active in this area. If you look back at your map, the area there around Sparrow's Crossing is called the Silver Pine Wood. And there are multiple elven tribes that live in this area on the base of these mountain ranges and in these hills and in these forests. So that's a really easy way for you to like exist. You could start here or you can start elsewhere. That's up to you.
Cool.
If there's a separate city, if you want to be like, nah, I want to be from the south somewhere, there's a bunch of fucking southern cities we can pick you from. Like, don't worry about it. It's all sitting in front of me and we can do that. But so, okay. So wood elf, ranger. Perfect. Cliche as it is, it's cliche for a reason because it's effective.
Works. Yeah.
It's effective, for sure. So I think what we're going to do before we do anything else, remember, we're starting at level 3.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do the basic level 1 bullshit, which is always fun. So what I'm going to have you do, and you've used Roll20 before?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So what you're going to want to do is give me a /R 4d6d1. And we're going to start rolling for your stats, boy.
Is that space D1?
Nope, or... just all in a line. All in a line.
Right, 46
so,
D1. Okay.
This is Ryan the Professor.
Right. Cool.
14. Yes, you did, sir. All right. So your first roll is a 14. So yeah, you're gonna do that 5 more times.
All right.
You can. So what you can do?
I'm just gonna hit copy and paste on this.
Well, so what you can do even easier. So go ahead and delete that, just so
wait.
Hit up on the arrow.
Yeah.
And hit enter. Yep.
I forgot.
All right. So 12, 15, 14, 10.
How many more times? One more.
One more time.
All right. Cool. 12.
And 12. To be fair, you're pretty average, but you're just better than the array that they give you from the book. So you're pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
Professor Show shirt, Mikiyagi is asking.
There it is. It's right there. Sorry, my headphones are in the way. There we go. Bonus stage
It looks
heroes.
Great.
Woo!
It looks great.
Yeah,
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah, it's an exclusive. Cool. So you have yours here. So you're going to take these 6, and we're going to start plugging them in. As an elf, a wood elf, you get a +2 to Dex and a +1 to Wisdom. As a ranger, your top 2, well, depends. Are you a bow ranger or are you a sword ranger? It does look really good, Mikiyagi. I like it a lot. It's a nice shirt.
I think, let's see.
So this is where we make the decision. Is dexterity your highest or is strength your highest?
I still have the option to do both, right?
Yep.
If I, all right.
Yeah,
so I think
exactly.
I'm gonna specialize in
the bonuses you get from Wood Elf is Dex. So
right.
that's the thing to think of. But yeah, you can be like, I have a bow, and I get into that shit if I feel like it. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But you're basically picking where does your highest number go, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna go sword. Do some sword play.
Sure. So
non
finesse sword. So like not a rapier, but like a long sword.
Yeah, long sword.
Cool. Yeah, sure. Okay, so go ahead and drop. That would probably be your highest number into strength up there.
All right. Let me just make sure I get all these things in the right order. Spacing so I can actually see.
So that looks like 15 is going to go up 15? There in the top. Yep.
All right. So, boop. There we go, 15. And then...
Excellent.
Cool. So then just fill out...
as you would. So your next highest, generally as a ranger, if you're going to go more physical combat, you're going to either want Constitution or Wisdom. Right? If you're going to try to like specifically go sword, right? Like strength sword.
Yeah.
You're going to want your highest in strength and then maybe con because that's your health. And if you're going to be in the shit, it's going to matter.
Well, luckily I have 2 14s here, so I can actually do...
You can do both, exactly.
Constitution and intelligence here.
Perfect. Intelligence? So my suggestion would be wisdom. A lot of the... So you do what you want, but like a lot of the wisdom stuff, and you get bonuses to wisdom too.
Okay.
But like perception is based in wisdom, and a lot of rangers do a lot of perceiving things. But intelligence is definitely good for investigation. If you wanted to try to follow the trail of something or figure out what something is, that's definitely valuable as well.
Yeah.
So however you want to play that.
I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go 12 wisdom, 12 dexterity, and then I'll do my 10 in charisma.
Sure. Yeah. So you're higher than average. Well, you're higher than average in everything except for a 10. So like you're pretty well rounded, which is crazy. That's really convenient for you, to be honest.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I'm like scanning through my book because I want to have the book range. There it is, Ranger Archetypes. That's what I wanted to have open just in front of me, so I can take a look at it. Cool, good stuff. And I just like so they suggest dexterity and wisdom, but if you're gonna do strength, then some rangers do focus on 2-weapon fighting, make strength higher than dexterity, etc., etc., etc. Cool. So you've got your stuff in there. Now add 2 to wisdom and 1 to dexterity.
2 to wisdom and 1 to dexterity?
Yep, for being a wood elf.
Right. And that's just turning it to like 16.
So it'll be 14 wisdom and 13 dexterity.
All right, 13 dexterity, which is good. And then you said 14 wisdom?
Yep, plus 2 to wisdom.
Okay, cool. There it is.
Yeah. Excellent, excellent, excellent. God, you fucking elves, man. They have so much stuff. I was doing it. So CB is a half elf. They have so much shit. They have so much stuff. Like they have so many benefits. All right, so
nice.
let's continue on as a ranger. Let's see. You have proficiencies in the saving throws, strength and dexterity. So you can go ahead and check those two boxes there, and you can choose 3 from these: animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, and survival. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and pull that up on this screen here so everyone can see it in the chat.
Animal.
So we're going to go ranger.
What stat is animal handling based on?
It should be on your sheet.
It has an ellipses because it's so long.
It's so long. Oh man, I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, what is it? Hang on, it's +2, which means it is probably wisdom or intelligence. Shit, what is animal handling based on?
I feel
All right, good night, Singer. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Probably
do what, man? Probably intelligence?
Probably. Yeah,
it might be intelligence. I don't actually remember. Hang on a second. That's crazy. Wait, just change one of your things. Be like, wisdom is now here. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Wisdom is now 16.
Okay, cool.
Animal handling is wisdom.
Animal handling is wisdom?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Figured it out.
All right.
Good stuff. All right. So
I'm gonna do animal handling, survival.
Okay.
And let's see, it was animal handling, survival, athletics, perception.
Do you have the website open?
I do. Actually, yeah, let me just go over to...
Yeah, just go ahead and go over to Ranger. We're just doing regular Ranger, not Ranger Revised.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is regular Ranger? Cool.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
Got your back.
I kind of want to do... I don't know. It's like I'm like stuck between athletics, nature, and perception.
Yeah. If it's like perception, if you take proficiency in it, it also raises your passive wisdom by that amount too.
Ooh.
Your passive perception. But obviously athletics is always useful, right? Like if you're doing anything strength based, athletics is useful.
Exactly.
So it's a really general one. But perception, I mean, if I'm like, hey, make a perception check, you're probably gonna have the highest perception, and you're gonna be like, yeah, I got that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a toss up, man. It's a toss up. I mean, and you also have the option of stealth and survival too.
Yeah, I definitely have survival that I want, and I've checked off. I've checked off animal handling and survival already.
Okay. Just kind of deciding on the last one there.
Yeah, and deciding on the last one is what I want to go on, and I think because my wisdom's pretty decent already. I think I just want to be able to handle myself in combat a bit.
Oh, CB just messaged me. I did get your bonuses backwards. You have +2 dex and +1 wisdom. Oh, okay. My bad.
So what am I down to? 13?
Dex is 14 and wisdom is 13. Yeah.
Dex 14.
Yeah, you have +2. Thank you, CB. Appreciate it, my man.
Wait, so Dex is 14?
Yes. So add 1 more to Dex and then -1 from wisdom.
And 13. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go athletics.
Nature sounds like it fits more with animal handling and survival from a role-play perspective. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking for nature for that. But I think.
But it could also be super strong and really good at being an athlete.
Yeah.
Like running a long way, you could do that, stuff like that. Cool. That sounds good to me. Now, do you have any other elven stuff I need to take a look at before I get real crazy?
That is a good question.
You have a bunch of weapon proficiencies, which is cool, but none of that matters for these. That's fine. Oh, you have proficiency in perception. There it is.
Ha!
You have automatic proficiency in perception.
Ha!
That's fucking awesome. Go you. There it is. There it is. Cool. All right. That sounds good. So that's all of that. Basic stuff. Your speed as a ranger, or as an elf is 35. You have a little bit extra, and you'll probably get faster because you're a ranger at some point. So, but you have a base speed of 35.
35.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that go? I can't. I'm
top.
trying to see if I can
So
find it.
dead center in the middle, at the top, right next to initiative.
Ah, there it is.
Doesn't he get a +5 to pointy ears as an elf? Yes, he does. He has the pointiest of ears, in fact. He can actually
Imagine,
decide.
like Jack and Daxter.
Yeah,
That
the pointiest ears. Yeah, what we didn't know before, because you are now like one of the only elves we've seen, you can decide how pointy the ears are.
Cool.
You can be like, yeah, all elves have Jack and Daxter ears.
Yeah,
that's how it
what we're
works.
doing.
Yeah,
Go.
that's fine with me.
Go.
So up at the top, middle, right, that's 35 for speed.
Yep.
Okay. Let's do hit points. So your base hit die as a ranger is 1d10. So at level 1, you will have 10 plus your constitution modifier. So you'll have 12 at level 1.
That's not bad.
What you get to decide now is your next 2 levels, you get to make this choice. Do you roll 1d6 plus your con modifier, or do you take 6 plus your con modifier? I know. Because with a 1d10, it's really swingy, right? You could get a fuck ton of HP, or you could get literally nothing.
Yeah. So what were
I'm
my
always
two
a fan of
options
rolling.
again? Just
Roll a 1d10, and then the result of that plus your constitution modifier,
okay.
or 6 plus your constitution modifier. And you'll take that, you'll do those for 2 levels.
And that's just a 6. That's not rolling for it. That's
Yeah, it gives you the higher average, just a base 6.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that plus my Constitution modifier.
All right, so go ahead and add 16 more health points.
All right, cool. So
8 for both
is
levels.
Now 28. Right? Did I do my math right?
Yes, indeed, you did.
Cool. Sounds good.
Nice. So now in your hit die, it should be fine because at the top, at the very top, where it says class and level,
Yes.
go ahead and choose that class and make it Ranger.
Okay, choose Ranger.
There you go. And so that will it'll change your hit die automatically. So go if you go down to hit die, it's in the center underneath current hit points, underneath temporary hit points. If you click the word hit die,
Yep.
Yeah, so just go ahead and click that so you can see how it works.
Okay. All right.
Oh wow, whoa, there it goes. All right, we'll have to be a little softer on the touch there, but yeah, it works. So it just rolls you a 1d10 plus your 2, and there you go.
Cool.
And you'll have 3 at the start of this, so that's fine.
Cool.
Okay, other proficiencies, because fuck you, you're an elf / ranger, you're proficient in literally everything. The bottom left of your page is where you're going to add all these things, all right? So you are proficient in the following, if you are ready to write this shit down. So you're going to hit that little plus sign.
Which one? The one of the...
It says other proficiencies in language.
Oh, there we go. Cool.
Yep. So in that one, and it should show you like, oh, no, hit the plus sign.
Didn't I hit it? I thought I hit the plus sign.
Okay, here, I'm going to do that. And then where it says type, you're going to change it to armor. And then you're going to put in which armors, which is light, medium, and shields. I don't know if you can see that I did that.
All right, so I see armor type, but I'm clicking on armor and it's not really.
So are you clicking the gray box armor, or are you clicking next to where it says type armor?
I was clicking the gray box armor.
Right. So clicking the gray box just shoves it into the chat.
Oh, okay.
So above that, where it says type armor and proficiency and has a little box that's open, that's where you enter all that.
All right. So this is.
So you have light armor, medium armor, and shields. You're proficient with all of those.
All right. Light armor, medium armor. And you said shields?
Yeah.
Right.
I would be such a terrible DM. I would constantly be shaming people into rolling in a situation like this. I do that sometimes, but because he is a new cast member, I won't give him shit for it.
Yeah, this is the
he at least rolled his stats.
This setup for Roll20. I've used Genesis for a character sheet, and I've used like a custom Google sheet. So
he did at least roll his stats, so that's good. So now you're gonna just go ahead and we hit the cogwheel there, right above it.
Yep.
It'll mark it down. Then go ahead and hit the plus button. We're gonna do weapons next.
All right. Cool.
And so your weapon proficiencies are simple and martial, as well as, you know what, it doesn't even matter. Elf weapon training doesn't even matter because you're already proficient with all of those, so who cares? Yeah, okay, that's good. So that's your proficiencies.
Cool.
Simple and martial weapons. And cool.
Yeah.
So now we're going to do the features and traits, right? So the features and traits is that big box on the right, and it's the same thing, right? We're going to hit that little plus button, and we're going to start entering shit in. So the way that it looks, I think it has the name of it and what it comes from, and then a text box that's open that you can like do stuff with. And I've always wondered this. I wonder if hang on, I'm going to try something real quick.
Cool. Do what you got to do.
Favored enemy. I wonder, will it add? Does it meld? It doesn't look like it does. Damn.
Boo.
Damn. All right. So you have a couple different things that you're going to add here in these boxes, right? So let's start with your elf stuff. So you're going to add into this your dark vision one. So this is just stuff to keep in mind. We don't have to do this right now because it's literally just copying and pasting. Okay. So you have a dark vision one that comes from elf. So you can see up to 60 feet in the dark. You have keen senses, which you already have. So don't worry about putting keen senses in there. We've already taken into account that you're proficient in perception.
Cool.
Fey ancestry, definitely put that one in there. Trance is a good one, but you don't really need to put the whole thing in there. Just be like, I have this. I only need to sleep 4 hours. And languages. So languages is our next. Oh, Mask of the Wild. Definitely put that one in there because I'm gonna forget that. So you're gonna have to remind me when you want to do that.
All right. Cool.
Okay. So that's all that stuff. So let's go to. I guess we got to go back down to the other proficiencies because we got to do languages. I totally forgot about language. Dang it! I totally forgot about language. Yeah. So down in the bottom left, where it says other proficiencies in language, we're just basically going to start adding the languages you know. You know Common and Elvish, easy enough. And then you'll pick up some probably from your background. We'll see.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Easy enough. Now you get some equipment for being a ranger. So you start with either scale mail or leather armor. Scale mail has a slightly higher AC, I think, by like 1 point or something.
Okay.
Scale mail. Scale mail.
I
AC
usually
of
go
14.
leather, so I think I'll go scale mail.
Let's find out.
Where is that?
Oh, it's actually +3 AC over that. So this is where we're gonna do the compendium. So in the top right of Roll20, where you see the chat, and then there's a picture thing, there's a journal. So hit that I, type in scale mail, and you should be able to click and drag and drop scale mail into the equipment.
In the top right of...
Scale mail does have disadvantage with sneak because it's considered heavy armor. Just as a heads up.
Just regular scale mail, right?
No, it does. Wait, it has disadvantage, Q? I don't think that's right, is it? Hang on, let me take a look. It is disadvantage. Yeah, look at that. So your stealth rolls would be at disadvantage if you're wearing this.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, but you should be able to just click and drag it in there if you have it open in your compendium.
Which one? Because there's a couple different things in here.
So
is
there's
it like regular scale mail or scale mail +1, +2,
yeah,
+3?
just regular. I'm not giving you magic scale mail yet.
Yeah, no, that's all I was like.
Just the regular one. You're level 3. You may get scale mail plus whatever some other time.
Yeah.
They might have different scaling with dex bonuses. That's true, Q, and it might. We're gonna find out as soon as we drop that bad boy in there.
So it's in I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out which box it goes in.
Oh, so dead center bottom just says equipment.
Okay. Cool.
All you're gonna do is click, drag that bad boy over there.
All right, cool.
And it should auto add it and change your armor class.
Let's see if it will.
Mm-hmm. That was something they
added. I don't have to hit plus or anything, do I? Or
nope. Should just be click, drag, drop.
Weird.
They added that middle of last year, and it should work. As long as it's in the compendium, it should work.
Let me just reopen this character sheet.
Sure.
Just in case, because I had it up in a window, so it might not have worked.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yes, it's there. Okay,
yep,
cool.
And there it goes. Armor class up to 16. So it scales correctly with dex and stuff like, or scales the same way with dex. So that's good. So you'll have an armor class of 16. Cool. But you will just have disadvantage on all of your stealth checks.
Stealth rolls, which is fine.
Yeah. So then you get either 2 short swords or just any 2 simple melee weapons.
Let's take a look at simple melee weapons.
Yeah.
What we got, so I can figure things out.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of these things. So I think it's up in rules. Let me take a look. Rules, and then weapons. Under equipment, there's weapons. And then there should be a fucking list somewhere in here. There we go. Boom, baby.
Simple melee weapons. Cool.
Clubs, daggers, great clubs. The thing, you have a pretty high dex, so even daggers can be, they're either strength or dex.
Yeah,
they're versatile, but yeah, there's a bunch of options in there.
Is it simple melee weapons or just just
simple melee?
Weapons?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go with.
Now, this is also something we can talk about. If you have a particular want of a certain weapon, we can talk about you just having that rather than these.
I think.
So it depends on how you want to play the ranger, and what your background you think you might want to be.
I'm trying to think. So it's either 2 short swords or
any 2 simple melee.
Or any 2 simple melee.
Mm-hmm. Or like I said, if you feel really like drawn to like a 2-handed weapon or something like that, or you just like, I just want a long sword or something like that, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Ideally, what I would think is like I would want to do like a short sword and like I don't know, like a dagger or sickle. But I won't mix and match like that. I'll pick 2 simple melee.
No, you could. I mean, that's 2 simple weapons, right? You can have a short sword and then do one of these things, like a sickle or
short sword is in martial melee weapons.
A short sword does 1d6 piercing, which is the same as a hand axe or a mace or a quarterstaff or whatever. Doesn't matter. Use them both.
Cool.
Because you're proficient. You're proficient in both. So.
I'll do short sword and let's see. I'll do dagger. Yeah, short sword and dagger.
Short sword and dagger? Okay. So same thing as you did with the scale mail. Go to your compendium.
Got it.
And you're just going to click and drag short sword over and then dagger over.
Short sword. Actually, Short sword.
And dagger.
And dagger. All right, cool.
And it should
Actually,
add, yep, auto adds to the top there where your attacks and spellcasting are.
Now.
Oh, you want a different one?
Dagger, or do I want to do sickle? You know, I think just so I'll have the option of having slash damage, I think I'll go sickle and over dagger.
Sure.
Because dagger and short sword both do piercing.
Yep.
All right, so go sickle.
Not that I'm like ever gonna be like, hey man, I want to slash this guy with my sword. I'll be like, all right, fucking go slash him. It's slashing damage now. Congratulations. Like I'm not gonna fight you about that.
For technicality's sake,
that's
just
fine.
Wanna...
It's like it's a sword.
It
does both.
D&D proper.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what if I can stick to the books a little bit.
Sure, sure. Don't mind.
All right,
that.
cool. There we go. Sickle and short sword.
Are you going to? So I guess we'll figure this out as we go down. What other stuff you do as a ranger? So you get a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. The difference being the Dungeoneer's pack has climbing spikes, whereas the Explorer's pack does not. And the Explorer's pack has a bedroll. But that's it. Those are the only two differences between the two.
You said the dungeon one has the
climbing spikes. Yep.
Yeah, I'll do the dungeon pack.
All right. So again, same thing. Put in the compendium. Click and drag it over to the equipment. Don't worry about total weight because the Dungeoneer's pack is like super overweighted. I don't think that's correct. But at least it's not telling you you're encumbered yet. And you get a longbow with 20 arrows.
Yeah. Longbow. Boop.
Yep. And arrows.
Do I put... Where am I going? I just type in the compendium?
Yep. And you'll just click and drag it over. So we're going to track arrows in 2 different locations. So you're going to have it in your equipment, and then we're going to track it as a class resource. Yep, there it is. You see how you dropped it in and it went up there to the top?
Cool.
So on the right side, just above dark vision. So, and you get 20 of those. So in your item name, you can just change that to 20. Yep, and you see how it changes down in the item equipment area and in the little thing there. So it is your responsibility to keep track of all the arrows that you use.
You got it.
Yes, sir. Cool. So now let's talk about bonus shit for being a ranger. You have a favorite enemy. You get to choose what your favorite enemy is. You have significant experience studying, tracking, hunting, and even talking to certain types of enemies. Choose a type of favored enemy, and then there's a fucking list. So hopefully you have your little ranger book there open.
Yep, I got it open now.
Yep, and we're going to go down and look at favorite enemies. So aberrations, beasts, celestials, constructs, dragons, elementals, fey, fiends, giants, monstrosities, oozes, plants, or undead. Alternatively, you can select 2 races of humanoids, such as gnolls and orcs, as favorite enemies.
I gotta find where it has it. Sorry, looking.
In the ranger thing? It's at the very top, just underneath the hit points and proficiencies and starting equipment.
There we go, favorite enemies.
Just going down the list.
I think I'll do... Beasts. And...
Beasts, all right.
Yeah, I think I'll do beasts. And... I think just because it would be cool, I'm going to do giants.
Sure, yeah.
So we'll do beasts and giants.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So that goes...
Hey, Rob.
Hello, Rob. How are you?
We're getting raided by Rob. It's a Rob raid.
Oh, man.
It's a Rob raid. Careful, guys. There's a Rob in the party. What's up, dude?
He bites.
He bites a little bit. Yeah, okay, so that's cool. So you have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemies, as well as intelligence checks to recall information. You also learn 1 language of your choice. So you said giants and what?
Giants and beasts.
Beasts. You get one favorite enemy.
Oh, one favorite enemy? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then it'd be
Or you can
beasts.
choose 2 races of a humanoid.
Gotcha. I'll do beasts then. Favorite enemy beasts.
Beasts. Yeah, beasts don't speak language though. So you don't really learn a language for that, but you can use them as your favorite enemy.
That's fine. I'll use them as a favorite enemy.
You can choose an additional favorite enemy at level 6 and level 14.
Cool.
So what you're going to want to do is in that features and traits area, you're going to do favorite enemy from Ranger level 1, and you're going to put what it does for you, advantage on wisdom and survival and intelligence checks, and then you're going to put beasts.
This is in like where
Features
I
and
have dark
traits.
vision.
Yep. So basically you're going to have all of your race ones there, and then you're going to have all of your class ones underneath it. Right? So again, just like put the name of it in there and kind of what the gist of it was, and then you can copy and paste it afterwards. Because we're going to try to finish out your background and stuff too. And then
Cool. I'll just put
I got to
that
get
right
Rob
now.
in here, and we got to do Rob stuff, which is going to be good too.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you have your favorite enemy there. And again, so if you click, so basically if I ask you for a trait or something like that, just so like hover over dark vision and you see the little speech bubble.
Yes.
That'll drop that into the chat. And then you can also just click on the name of dark vision and minimize the thing. Wait, it should minimize. Wait, hang on it. You have it in your source type rather than, let me dig with this real quick. So that was in your source type rather than your in the text box.
Oh.
So you see, like, if I click back and forth on the name, so the source type is going to be racial or class feature blank and what it is, right? How long is this process to create a new character? Anywhere between 5 minutes and like 7 hours, depending on how much you get into it. Ask CB. CB was writing his whole backstory today, so that was cool. So that's how you add those there. So the next part you have is Natural Explorer. You have a favored terrain, essentially, right? So you choose one type of favored terrain: Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, or Underdark. And it basically gives you the same advantages that you get when you're hunting something, right? That you're favored. You also have a bunch of bonuses. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Can't become lost. You're engaged in another activity. You remain alert to danger. If you're traveling alone, you move stealthily, etc., etc., etc. But all of this only affects you on your favorite terrain. Now, in the area that these wood elves come from, if you want to be in the mountainous area that they're in now, or if you want to come from somewhere else, kind of changes what your favorite terrain might be. So what would you like it to be? And we can decide, like, okay, why would you do this? Why would you know this?
Let's see. Favorite terrain. I think what I'll do is, I think I'll do the mountainous area. Yeah, it just makes sense because this is where we're coming from.
Sure, makes total sense. So mountain is now your favorite terrain, and you can kind of copy and paste all that shit in there for your favorite terrain later, and it's all good. All right, so you are level 3, so we get to go down and pick a fighting style, because you're past level 2. You adopt a particular style of fighting as your specialty: archery, defense, dueling, or 2-weapon fighting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know. So archery is a +2 bonus to attack rolls with range. Defense is armor +1. Dueling is basically a one-handed melee weapon and no other weapons. You gain a +2 damage. So that's like sword and shield.
Yeah.
And then 2-weapon fighting is clearly 2-weapon fighting.
I think I'm going to do 2-weapon fighting.
Nice.
Take
I like
advantage
that.
of the axe. Sorry, not the axe. The sickle and the short sword.
Yes. So what that helps you with is generally when you strike with an offhand weapon, like let's say you make your main attack and you strike with your offhand, your proficiency modifier is not calculated into that. Right? But because you're proficient in 2-weapon fighting, you're now proficient in using your offhand weapon. So it's basically just a regular attack roll.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So yeah, that's another one that you put in features and traits, and we just kind of know that it's there.
Okay, cool.
Second level, you also have spells. You have spells. Yeah, I know. Great.
So
it's
many
going to be
things.
really, really good. You know 2 first-level spells of your choice from the Ranger spell list. Let me go up to the top here and make sure I have my spell list open. So we can look at that in a little bit. Your spellcasting
Spell list
ability.
is gonna go in the same spot. Sorry.
No, so there's a whole different area for spell list.
Okay.
Please recheck that. You do get your proficiency, but not the damage bonus. We had to recheck that many times. Hang on a second. When you engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. Oh, so it doesn't add your proficiencies. Is that right? It should. I feel like it should specify. You know what? I'll look into that. I feel like it should specify. Regardless, you get your ability modifier to damage, so that helps.
Cool.
Okay, so you know. The Ranger table shows how many spell slots you have. At level 3, you will have 3 known spells. All of them will be first level spells from the Ranger spell list. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So what you're going to do is, so you're going to look for a Ranger spell that you like. So let's go ahead and bring that bad boy up. So we want to get rid of Sorcerer. We want first level spells. It looks like you don't get any cantrips, so you just have spells. And we want to select Ranger. All right. So you have the options for Alarm, Animal Friendship, Cure Wounds, Detect Magic, Poison and Disease, Ensnaring Strike, Fog Cloud, Goodberry, Hail of Thorns, Hunter's Mark, Jump, Longstrider, and Speak with Animals. So those are all your choices. You get to pick 3 of those.
Where is this? I'm looking in the Ranger spot, but I don't see it. Oh, wait, spellcasting. I didn't get much chance to actually look through all this, so I apologize for taking a little while.
Oh, that's fine. If you want to take a look at the spells later, I'll just show you how to add them.
Yeah, that might be helpful, so I can actually find
So
them
let's just say you
later.
pick Hunter's Mark. So let's go to your page here, your character sheet. In the top right, underneath where you have basically like your name and stuff, where it says Core, Bio, and Spells.
Yes.
All right, so we just go to the spells thing, and then it's the same thing. All you're gonna do is go to the compendium, put in Hunter's Mark, click and drag that shit over.
Okay.
And it's already auto-calculated your spellcasting ability and how many slots you have.
Sounds good.
Cool. So that's all easy enough. And there's not if you pick from the list from the player's handbook, I have no problem with you taking literally any of these. Go for it, man.
Cool.
Have a blast. Cool. So that's that. At 3rd level, you get a Ranger archetype. Now this is where it gets fucking interesting. These are fun. So you have different things you can pick. I'm making sure that we're all just on the regular one. So you have the Beastmaster, the Gloomstalker, the Horizon Walker, the Hunter, the Monster Slayer. Yeah, there's just stuff. There's just stuff. There is stuff.
I think because I already kind of thought about this.
Sure.
I'm gonna go Beastmaster.
Okie dokie. So at level 3, as a Beastmaster, you get to choose a animal companion. A beast that is no larger than medium and is a challenge rating of 1/4 or lower. So in this website, you can go up to references, and at the top it says bestiary. So in the bestiary, go ahead and filter out literally all of this stuff, except for the player's handbook. Let's clear all these. Where's the PHB? Hello? Monster Manual, Dungeon... Oh, just Monster Manual. That's fine. Pick the Monster Manual. The DM's Guide is fine, too. So Monster Manual and DM's Guide. And so we're going to do that. And then what we want to do is we want to pick a challenge rating of 1/4. And we want medium. And we want beast. So all of that.
Okay.
Cool.
Let's see if it wants to work for me.
Or 1/4 or lower. So yeah, 1/4, 1/8, and 0. because that gives you more options. And then there's a whole fucking list of that shit.
So many things.
Yep. Yep.
Of course, I picked the one that has everything.
Mikyagi, this is so advanced. So many things. I know. Well, it's also because we're starting at level 3, so there's a lot more things, and we're doing it all at once, rather than kind of going level by level as usual. So yeah, there's a lot. But it's when you do it a couple times and you figure it out and you enjoy it, it's a lot easier. So the swarms, none of the swarms, right? No swarm of bats, no swarm of raisins, none of that. I'm gonna go ahead and rule out no dinosaurs. So no pterodactyl. No pterodactyl. But almost anything else on here, I'm totally okay with. I'm looking down the list right now. I don't see a hyena would be a hard one to justify in this area, but I think other than that, we could kind of make it work.
I just gotta try to get these filters to go through so that it'll actually search, because everything's like lagging pretty badly still.
Oh, I'm sorry. A spooter?
That's my fault.
Hooligan is saying spooter. Apparently, you should be Spooter Man.
Spooter Man.
Spooter Man.
All right, so there's
you just have a pet spider.
All right. I think I did this right. We'll see.
Yeah. So Dungeon Master's Guide, Monster Manual, 0, 1/8, 1/4, Medium, and Beast.
Medium and Beast. Let me.
Yep. So it has to be a beast.
Yeah, because I am a Beastmaster.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Ooh.
And so whatever you select, I'll make a character sheet for your beast.
Cool.
Or a mule. I'm all about practicality. I love it. I love that shit. That's great. What are you thinking?
Giant
weasel? Honey badger?
Yes, totally. No, I think I'm gonna go with for the sheer badassery of it. I'm gonna go with Panther.
I fucking love that choice. Panther is my favorite thing on this list. To be honest.
Yeah, like looking at everything else, I'm like,
yeah.
Really, like wolf is super cliche.
Our previous one had a wolf. That's the funniest thing. Is like you're literally an elf ranger beastmaster, which is exactly what the previous player was, which is hilarious but great. I love it. I love it a lot. I want to see how different you play him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Panther. That's perfect.
Yeah, we'll go Panther. I was actually tempted to go with like giant frog or crab, and I was like, that I can't justify that. I have no. But
it'd be hilarious. It would be so. You're just like playing with a frog all the time. Like, all right, cool. All right, cool. So yeah, so we'll just mark that, and I'll add Panther, and basically do the same thing. You're gonna go into your features and traits, put in Beastmaster, and just drop that wall of fucking text in there. And I'll take care of the character sheet. Okay. So that's Beastmaster. So I'm gonna go up to, and you can filter this whole list on just Beastmaster shit. So you get your Ranger Companion, and then you get Primeval Awareness, which is just an ability you have. Panther, Elf, Ranger isn't cliche. No one here knows about Dritz. No, I do. I just love Panthers, and I think it's badass. But at least he's not a Dark Elf. He's also a dual-wielding elf, too. Yeah, so you're pretty close to, like, the quintessential cliche.
I'm close, but just missing the mark.
Just missing the mark.
All right. I'll have to add some of this stuff or figure out where I gotta add things at some point.
Yeah. And then just add Primeval Awareness to the same thing. And then that's that. So what I want to do now is, before we start you getting into adding all of this shit, let's talk background, right? So you get a standard background for, like, you know, playing this game. So in player options, under classes is backgrounds, right? Okay. And you can pick any of the ones from the player's handbook. And so that list includes acolyte, charlatan, criminal, spy, entertainer, gladiator, folk hero, guild artisan, guild merchant, hermit, noble, knight, outlander, sage, sailor, pirate, soldier, and urchin. Lots of shit.
Wow.
And each of these things will give you benefits in certain ways. And give you some extra starting gear, as well as some gold, and things like that. Yeah, Q. Only handbook backgrounds. Basically, we play straight from the handbook right now.
No, I don't want to do that. That'd be funny, though. I was thinking folk hero, but I'm like, I don't know how to pass that off.
Why not? Let's click on folk hero and take a look at it. Skill proficiencies are animal handling and survival, so you would get to repick 2 of those things. You get some artisan tools, and you're proficient in vehicles on land, which is interesting. So like a cart, I guess. Nice. You have a shovel, an iron pot, some clothes, and some gold. You fit among the common folk with ease. You have pursued a simple profession among the peasantry as a farmer, miner, servant, shepherd, or something else. Yeah. I mean, you could do it if you want to.
Yeah, I think that actually doesn't sound so bad.
You're a hero of the common people.
We'll do that. We'll go folk hero. Let's go for it. Why not?
Sure. Okay. So you have animal handling and survival is now selected as your proficiencies. So you already had those selected, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now you go back to your ranger class list and you select 2 other things.
Basically, whatever my options were, right? My remaining options.
So you picked athletics, you have animal handling, you have insight, investigation, and stealth, I believe, remaining.
All right, let me just...
As long as the rest of the party isn't a warhammer-wielding barbarian, a bow-wielding female fighter, a dwarven fighter, and a halfling thief. No, I don't think we have those. Thank God. We're a little more diverse than that. I'm actually super excited for Couchbum's character. I think it's really cool. Good shit.
I gotta find all this stuff again. I'm so not used to like seeing a giant wall of text in front of me anymore.
Yeah, so it's in the Ranger one, up towards the top. And it's literally the first thing where it says Ranger and then hit points, and it's right under that in proficiency.
Oh, there we go. It's up on the side. There we go.
Yep. So choose 3. You have athletics, you have animal handling, so you have insight, investigation, stealth. Right? Those are your 3 options.
And nature, I can also do.
I think. And nature. Okay.
Yeah. So I think what I'll do then, because I wanted to do nature, I'll grab.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'll grab nature. And then I'll grab. Let's see, because I get like.
I like this. You're more like Aragorn type ranger rather than like hide in the woods stealthily type ranger.
Yeah.
I fucking like that. That's cool. Because you're like you're a hero for the common people. Yeah, that's cool. I like that a lot. There's a lot to do with that.
Well, I'll go stealth. Why not? Become proficient in stealth and might counteract against that.
Counteract your disadvantage? 2. Yeah.
My 2 disadvantage. Let's do that.
All right.
Try to balance myself out a little.
Sure. All right. So let's go back to your folk hero. So you have those. So now you have tool proficiencies. So again, in the rules portion, if you go take a look at rules, there should be an entire thing
of
on tools. Yep. And there's a list of fucking tools.
Yay.
So here's the deal. Pick whatever the fuck you want for that. Make it work with your background if you'd like to. We're gonna move on. There's a whole fucking list.
Yeah, I'll hold on to this and go back to it in a second.
Sure.
Questions later, I'll hit you up for it.
Yep. Same thing with the equipment. All of that stuff goes into the same slot in there in the equipment.
Yeah, and
you also have
slot, and I can look it up in the commissary or whatever it is.
Yes, you should be able to look it up in the compendium.
Compendium.
Yep, and it should work. You also get 10 starting gold, but because we are level 3, I'm gonna say you get 30 starting gold.
Cool, 30 starting gold.
So same part where it says GP. It's your good player points. You get 10 of them.
All right, where is it? Towards the top or
Oh, it's at the bottom right in your equipment.
bottom right?
Where it says CP, SP, EP, GP,
Ah,
PP.
there it is. So 30 gold.
Stealth goes along with the Panther really well. Yeah, the Panther actually has a proficiency in stealth or some shit like that. It has a large bonus to that. Cool. Yep, so you have a feature, Rustic Hospitality. That's something you put in your features and traits, right?
Okay.
So it's one of those things that, like, if you're with commoners, they'll try to shield you from any harm. Like, they'll try to work with you, and you kind of have this in with them.
Cool.
And you have a past profession that may define some of your past events and your backstory. But that's stuff that you can write up and put together and send to me, and we'll talk about it, and we can introduce during the game.
Totally.
So yep, and so you have a defining event. You can choose from this list, or you can roll on this list, or you can just fucking make something up. What is your defining event, right? What got you to be the hero that you are?
Yeah, where am I? How did I get to where I am today? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Then you have your traits, same thing. So this is something that you want to, do you want to work through these with me? Do you want to talk about these, or do you want to do these on your own and come to me with a background and stuff and like a who you are type thing?
I think I'll come back to these.
Okay, cool.
I'll come back later, just so we can keep ourselves moving.
Sure. I mean, this is pretty much the end of it.
All right,
This is where it ends.
I want to get a good look through everything so I can figure out my role play and my character. Just
sure.
Because I only I was only asked to thought about it today.
I know we were supposed to do this a little later, but my schedule is bullshit right now. So thank you for working with me.
So.
And I really appreciate that.
Of course.
So that works. That's good. Rob, are you still in the chat, my man? I think this is where we'll wrap up for us here, Ryan.
Cool, and I'll take a look later.
Yep, and so those of you guys that are interested, DieFall is Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will continue in a little bit doing Rob's new character. So don't go anywhere.